Ladies and gentlemen, in this video we are going to derive the quadratic formula through the use of completing the square bx plus c. So we're going to simplify this quadratic equation using completing the square. Now, the first step of completing the square, you have to divide by the coefficient of x squared, or the value of a throughout. Divide by the value of a throughout. Now, this will cancel this and you'll be left with x squared plus b all over a x plus c all over a is equals to 0. Now, we're going to take this constant to the right hand side. Now, we're going to have x squared plus b all over a x is equals to negative c all over a after we've transposed the constant. Now, we're going to the third step says now we have to halve the coefficient of x, square it, then edit both sides. Half the coefficient of x, square it, then edit both sides. Now, this is what I mean. Plus b all over ax. Now, here I'm going to add the what? The half of the coefficient of x squared. Now, the half of the coefficient of x, first of all, is b all over a. So to halve it, we multiply it by 1 all over 2. Then we square it. Then we add it. We've already added it this side. We're also adding it that side. Minus c all over a plus is going to be what? Half the coefficient of x, which is b all over a, square it, then we add it this side again. Now we continue. We're going to have our x squared plus b all over a x plus. Now we're going to simplify this thing inside here. B multiplied by 1 is b. A multiplied by 2 is going to be 2a. So with multiplication, it's just direct multiplication. Squared. This is going to be negative c all over a plus. Here we're going to simplify the whole thing. So it's going to be b all over 2a, which we did this side. B all over 2a. B all over 2a squared. Then we're going to further our simplification this side. But then this side now, we're going to do a step that is not so easy to explain, but then if you watch the video that I'll upload that explains where does this completing the square come from, then you'll understand where the steps come from. Now we're going to open a bracket, then we have our x, then we're going to add our what? The half of the coefficient of x. We're going to add the half of the coefficient of x, which is b all over 2a plus b all over 2a. So, and then you square it. If you want to understand in depth where this comes from, please do watch the video where I explain where does completing the square actually come from, or what does it really mean. Then now we continue with this method. Negative c all over a plus, this is going to be b squared divided by, remember the square of a bracket affects the numerator and the denominator. So here we're going to have 2 squared, which is 4, and then we're going to have a squared. Now we continue. We're going to have x plus b all over 2a squared equals 2. Now here we're going to do, we're going to take this, we multiply it by this one, and then we take this one, we multiply it by this one, and we'll take this one, multiply it by this one. A number of people call this a fork and knife and a plate. Now, 4a squared multiplied by c is going to be negative 4a squared c. And then a multiplied by b squared is going to be positive 4ab squared divided by a multiplied by 4a. See, we took this one, we multiplied it by this, and we take this denominator, we multiplied by this numerator, and then we multiply both denominators. And then we're going to have a multiplied by a 4a squared, which is going to be 4a cubed. Now we continue. Now, because, okay, now we continue. It's going to be x plus b all over 2a squared is equals to. Now here we are going to take out a as our common factor in the numerator and in the denominator. Then we're going to have a open bracket. This is going to be b squared. So it's this side. Nah? I took out a as a common factor, then I was left with b squared. Then subtract this negative, subtract 4ac. So one of the a's here went outside. As we said, we are factoring out a. Now we're going to have a open bracket 4a squared close bracket. Now we continue. This will cancel this one. Now we continue. We're going to have our x plus b all over 2a squared is equals to b squared minus 4ac divided by 4a squared. Now we're going to introduce the square root both sides, then this square root will cancel this one, then we'll be left with x plus b all over 2a is equals to the square root of b squared minus 4ac. If you remember well, the square root of the fraction is simply the square root of the numerator and the square root of the denominator. So we're going to separate the square root. We're going to have b squared minus 4ac divided by the square root of 4a squared. Now we continue. We're going to have our x plus b all over 2a is equals to plus minus. Remember, the square root has both operations, plus and minus, positive and negative. Then plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by the square root of 4a squared is going to be 2a. We're going to have the square root of 4 and the square root of a squared. Now it's going to be 2a. Then now you can transpose. You take this one to the right hand side. Take that one to the right hand side. Then you're going to have your x is equals to your b all over 2a, then plus minus, and then the square root of b squared minus 4ac, right? And then we have 2a. Now, the laws of fractions tell us that if we add or subtract the fractions with the same denominator, we're going to take this only one denominator, which is 2a, and add or subtract the numerators. So it's going to be b plus minus. Here it's going to be negative, because remember here it was positive this side. So when it goes that side, it's going to be negative. So here it's going to be negative b over 2a. So if you add or subtract the fractions of the same denominators, you take one denominator and add or subtract the numerators. So it's going to be negative b plus minus the root of b squared minus 4ac, which is your quadratic formula. Thanks.